Black stone. The black stone is one of the most talked about objects in the Islamic world because almost everyone has heard of it, but very few know what it actually is. It sits in the corner of the Kaaba, set inside a silver frame, and millions of people move around it every year during the pilgrimage. The stone is touched or kissed when possible. It is a gesture linked to the actions of the Prophet Muhammad and is done as part of the tradition. Most pilgrims never reach it because of the crowd, which is why the idea of getting close to it feels almost unreal for many visitors. The stone has been broken and repaired over centuries, and today it looks like several pieces held together. Its importance comes from its long history and its place in the ritual walk around the Kaaba. That combination of rarity, age, and meaning is what has kept the black stone at the center of Islamic tradition. Yata no Kagami. Yata no Kagami is the sacred mirror linked to the story of Amaterasu, the sun goddess of Japan. It forms part of the imperial regalia, which gives it a special status that very few objects in the country share. The mirror is kept out of public view, which adds to its mystery since almost no one alive has seen it directly. In Shinto tradition, it represents clarity and truth because a mirror shows things exactly as they are. Its location is connected to the Ise Grand Shrine, one of the most important sites in Japan. Even though most people will never see the mirror, its presence influences major state ceremonies and has shaped Japanese culture for centuries. Its role within the imperial regalia keeps it central to national rituals, even though the object itself remains hidden from the public. Shiva Lingam. A Shiva Lingam is a smooth stone or metal form found in many Hindu temples dedicated to Shiva. People often notice its simple shape before learning what it represents. In Hindu tradition, it stands for Shiva's presence and creative power, and its rounded design makes it easy to recognize anywhere in India. Devotees pour water, milk, or fragrant liquids over the lingam as a sign of respect during daily worship. The base, called the yoni, is always part of the structure and represents balance and support. Many lingams are natural stones placed in shrines for centuries, while others are carefully carved and placed in elaborate temple settings. The object works as a focal point for prayer and meditation, helping worshippers direct their attention toward Shiva without needing a detailed statue or image. Relic of the True Cross. Fragments of the True Cross are small pieces of wood kept in churches that hold a special place in Christian devotion. They are linked to the cross used in the crucifixion of Jesus, a connection that gives them strong emotional and spiritual weight for believers. These fragments are stored in decorated reliquaries, often made of gold or silver, and are brought out for public veneration on specific days. Their authenticity has been debated for centuries, yet the focus for many Christians is the reminder of the Passion rather than historical proof. The relics play a role in processions, liturgies, and moments of prayer where people look for comfort or reflection. This mix of history, tradition, and symbolism is what keeps the True Cross relics present in churches across the world. Kirpan. The kirpan is a small ceremonial blade carried by initiated Sikhs as part of their religious identity. Its shape can vary, but it is always sheathed and worn with care since it represents the duty to protect those who cannot defend themselves. The kirpan connects directly to the history of the Sikh community, which developed through periods of conflict and had to safeguard its people. In daily life, it is treated with respect and handled only when appropriate. Many modern kirpans are sized to fit daily activities while still fulfilling the requirement to carry one. The object works as a reminder of courage, responsibility, and moral action, and it remains one of the most recognizable symbols of the Sikh faith. Buddha statue. A Buddha statue is one of the most familiar images in Asian temples, yet many visitors are unsure of its actual purpose. It is treated as a visual reminder of the qualities the Buddha reached through meditation and discipline. The pose, the hands, and even the facial expression point to ideas like calm, insight, or teaching. In many temples, the statue sits at the center of the hall, giving people a clear point to focus on during prayer or reflection. Some statues are small and made for home altars, while others are huge and carved from stone or metal. The goal is always the same: to help anyone who enters the space concentrate and reflect on the path the Buddha followed. This is why the statue has become one of the strongest symbols of Buddhism in every region where the tradition spread. Sacred fire. The sacred fire in a Zoroastrian temple is kept burning without interruption, which makes it one of the most important elements of the faith. It stands for purity and the presence of Ahura Mazda, the central figure in Zoroastrian belief. The flame is placed on a metal stand inside a quiet chamber where trained priests maintain it through daily rituals. Different grades of sacred fire exist, and the highest one, called Atash Behram, requires a long preparation process that brings together fires from many sources. Visitors do not enter the inner room, so most people only see the flame through a screened doorway. The constant care given to the fire shows how central it is to worship, since a clean and living flame reflects the values of truth and order that guide Zoroastrian practice. Vajra. The Vajra is a solid metal object used in Tibetan Buddhist rituals, usually held in the right hand during ceremonies. Its shape is unique, with prongs that meet at the center to form a compact core. The word itself points to strength and clarity, since it refers to something as hard as a diamond and as forceful as a thunderbolt. Monks and practitioners lift the Vajra to focus the mind and express steady intention during prayers. It works together with a bell, which represents wisdom, while the Vajra stands for action guided by that wisdom. Many Vajras are small enough to hold comfortably, yet they carry a long tradition of symbolic meaning. Their design makes them easy to recognize, and their use in ritual practice gives them a central place in many Tibetan Buddhist ceremonies. Ankh. The Ankh is one of the most recognizable objects from ancient Egypt. It appears in tomb paintings, temple carvings, and countless amulets recovered by archaeologists. The shape is simple, a loop on top of a straight bar, and it was linked to the idea of life and protection. Gods are often shown holding it close to the nose of a pharaoh, a gesture that signaled the gift of living power. People in ancient Egypt wore small Ankh amulets for safety in daily life and for guidance in the afterlife. The symbol also appeared on mirrors and ritual tools, which made it a part of both ordinary and ceremonial spaces. Its clear shape and constant presence across centuries explain why the Ankh remains one of the strongest images connected to Egypt's religious world. Chinese Ancestor Tablet. A Chinese Ancestor tablet is a wooden or stone plaque placed on a family altar to represent a deceased relative. The tablet carries the person's name and sometimes short titles that describe their life or role in the family. During home rituals, incense is offered in front of it and family members bow as a sign of respect. The tablet serves as a fixed point that connects living descendants with earlier generations, which is why it appears in many homes across China and other regions influenced by Chinese culture. Offerings of food or tea placed beside the tablet highlight the idea that ancestors remain part of the household's daily rhythm. This simple object shapes family identity, since it keeps memories active and gives families a way to honor their past in a clear, structured manner. Sacred pipe. The sacred pipe is one of the most meaningful ceremonial objects among Plains nations. The pipe bowl and the stem are often kept separate and joined only during important rituals. When the pipe is raised, the smoke is understood as a message carried toward the Creator and the spirit world. Each part of the pipe has a purpose, and its materials connect it to the land, animals, and the community's stories. The pipe is used during major events such as treaties, healings, or personal vows, which gives it a strong place in cultural memory. It is handled with great respect and stored carefully when not in use. This combination of ceremony, responsibility, and connection to tradition is what gives the sacred pipe its enduring importance. Torah Scroll. A Torah Scroll is the handwritten text of the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, produced on parchment by a trained scribe who follows strict rules for every line. The scroll is stored in the ark of the synagogue and brought out during services, where it is carried with care through the congregation. It is read using a pointer called a yad to avoid touching the parchment directly, since even a small smudge can damage the writing. When the scroll is opened, the community stands as a sign of respect. Creating a single scroll can take many months, which is why each one is treated as a major religious object. Its role in weekly readings and festivals makes it one of the most central items in Jewish life, and its presence defines the rhythm of worship in synagogues around the world. These objects show how different traditions give shape to their beliefs through touch, sound, ritual, and memory, Each one carries history and practice that continues today in homes, temples, and sacred sites around the world. If you want to explore more topics like this, subscribe to the channel and join us for the next video.